Hello, everybody. I'm Grace Alana here. I'm a professional astrologer. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please like this video. I do a lot of astrology content. This video is going to be about the full moon in Libra that we have taking place this Saturday, April 12th at 8:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this full moon is going to be taking place at 23 degrees of Libra. So, in general, a full moon is the peak of the astrological month. It represents endings. It represents a high-end experience. It represents, something coming to a peak, something coming to its full circle moment. And it can represent endings. It can represent separations. It can represent letting go of things. And it can implement energy for transitions and change overall. But the main thing that we think about with a full moon is, again, an ending. So this moment in general can bring a moment of clarity and culmination in relationships, contracts, or social dynamics, because this is taking place in Libra. Libra is a sign that is associated. It's ruled by Venus. It is an earth sign. It's a cardinal air sign that's ruled by Venus. Libra is a sign that's associated with people. It's associated with things that are social, things that are fun. Libra is the scales. So it's also a sign that's associated with balance and harmony within yourself and others within the context of relationships. But Libra is a very people, social, other-oriented sign. So that being said, Libra being ruled by Venus is a sign that is associated with peace, harmony, beauty, things that are nice, grace, class, charm. But again, being that a full moon represents an ending or a chaotic type of energy, this full moon can definitely disrupt what could typically be a peaceful moon in Libra transit. You can expect overall emotional conversations. There can be a need for you to make decisions, or you can have a shift in how you are relating and connecting to other people. Even within the context of relationships, there could be breakups or breakthroughs that are taking place as well. And this can help you to resolve conflicts with fairness and compassion. You can use this energy to let go of relationships that no longer serve you, or relationships with people or situations that you find to be draining or overwhelming. Now, there can be a desire for connection, but again, you might find clarity about who or what is worth your energy. And that being said, this can also be, this full moon can also bring realizations for you as it pertains to how you've been compromising, or, have you been compromising too much in certain situations, or have you not been compromising at all? Maybe you need to be a little bit more lenient or understanding. And again, with that, Libra is the sign that is associated with balance. So this can, trigger reflection, and this can be a mirror. What others reflect onto you may be healing, it may be triggering, it may be both. And this can be a time for you to address some of those themes and things that you're dealing with as it pertains to you and other people. And this energy is so interesting. Well, I was about to get into a point, but I'm gonna wait a little bit. Let me talk about what else is going on with this full moon first. Now, this full moon will also be in a square with Mars and Cancer, which can create emotional tension. You might feel like you're walking on eggshells, or you might feel like you're ready to explode after holding in things or something. And also thinking about that, this can really push relationship issues to the surface. So again, if you've been holding something in, this really gives blow up energy. So you want to be mindful of acting or reacting impulsively with your decisions, and also being mindful of emotional outbursts, because there is the potential for that. But on the positive side, this full moon will also be in a trine with Jupiter, which is a planet that's associated with opportunities, wisdom, luck. So that can definitely bring wisdom, growth, and opportunity to this transit as well too. And this can lead to breakthroughs in conversations that may have gone left. Because even thinking about this the full moon is on Saturday, but last Monday on the 7th, Mercury was retrograde. Mercury stationed direct on Monday. And Mercury is still very close. Let me see. Mercury, even right now, Mercury is still at its station degree. Oh, no, it's not. Mercury is moving forward again. But nonetheless, the Mercury will still be very close to the new moon as well, too. So that, brings a very, it brings a very interesting energy, because that brings me to my next point. So Venus is retrograde, and Venus will station direct On this same exact day is the full moon. Venus stations direct in Pisces at like 9:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have this full moon that's taking place in this sign, but then 40 minutes later in the sign, I mean the planet that the sign is ruling is being affected. It's stationing. So I also wonder how the energy of this full moon is going to be affected by the fact that, you know, the planet that rules this full moon is going to be making a significant change at this same exact time. Like, it's just very interesting. So I definitely think that, you know, that puts like an explanation point on top of this full moon, and that can definitely make the energy more intense or amplify it. And even with that, a full moon is a chaotic time. The sun is opposite the moon, and I think that that retrograde stationing right on top, and also not to mention the Venus will be stationing direct at 24 degrees of Pisces, and this full moon is taking place at 23 degrees of Libra. So that puts the stationing Venus in conjunction with the moon, which is a minor aspect, but it's an aspect nonetheless. And it represents tension, it represents struggles, it can indicate challenges. So I don't necessarily think that this is going to be the easiest or best full moon to deal with, especially factoring in, you know, the retrogrades, the eclipses that we're just coming off of. But if anything, you know, with the Venus retrograde, with Mercury retrograde, this full moon can kind of be a transit to kind of wrap up some of that energy and encounters and situations that we have been dealing with people as well too. So I also think that it's kind of symbolic in that way as well too, because a Venus retrograde is a time where you're rethinking relationships, your connections, your decisions, the way that you're connecting and relating to people. And Mercury retrograde is a time where you just rethink your decisions and actions, period. So yeah, the energy is strong. The energy is intense right now. So that is what to just generally expect from this full moon that will be taking place on Saturday. Now, a little intermission as I pull up my notes for the horoscopes. So before we get into the horoscopes, if you want to know how this new full moon or any other transit is going to aspect or affect you personally, I'm an astrologer. Like I said, I do birth chart readings. If you want a reading, moonworldmommy.com to book a reading. Or you can subscribe to my Patreon, where my Patreon is free. But if you want to get exclusive access to me and get a reading every month for $15, if you pay for my Patreon, you get to ask me one question a month that I can answer by pulling a card, or I can answer it by looking at your chart. So tap into my Patreon, subscribe to that, make sure that you're connecting with me, and yeah, back to the horoscopes. So if you are in Aries rising, then this is taking place in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. So this can put a focus on yourself and other people. This could be a time for you to release toxic dynamics or redefine your boundaries as it pertains to you and other people. You could have realizations about how you show up with others, and you know, your role in relationships as well too could be something that could be important. If you are a Taurus rising, this is taking place in your 6th house, which can put a focus on your work, your health, or your daily routine. This could be a time for you to let go of any negative habits. If you feel like you're impulsive, if you feel like you're a procrastinator, if you feel like you're lazy, this could be a time to kind of switch some of that energy out. If you feel like you're overworked or you do a lot, you can relax a little bit. And if you have any situations or things that you're dealing with as far as your health or as far as your job, this situation could potentially come to a peak. If you are a Gemini rising, this is taking place in your 5th house, which could bring up things related to romance, creativity, pleasure. This could mark the end of a situationship or a creative block. There could be significant changes for you within your love life or romantic situations. Even thinking about the 5th house is fun, it's pleasure, enjoyment. So this could be a time for you to have more fun, to prioritize your joy, to let go of whatever is holding you back as it pertains to your fun or your social life or your just general enjoyment in life overall. If you are a Cancer rising, like me, this is taking place in your 4th house, which represents your home, your family, your emotional roots, your foundations. This could definitely signify a move or something family related that pops up with your family, something important potentially. Or you could even be letting go of things from the past, things that you're carrying on to, anything emotional, anything sensitive, especially as it does pertain to, you know, your family, your upbringing, or even the 4th house is secrets. You could be letting go of some emotional things that you have potentially been holding on to. If you are a Cancer, not a Cancer rising, if you are a Leo rising, this is taking place in your 3rd house, which can put a focus on your communication, your mindset, things like technology or travel. This could be a really good time for you to clear out mental clutter, or to finish a writing project, or to start brainstorming new ideas, or, wrapping something up. This could bring up things related to news, contracts, or your siblings. You might be dealing with things in your local neighborhood, social media, communication, anything like that. If you're a Virgo rising, this is taking place in your 2nd house, which puts a focus on money, your self-worth, and your possessions. So there could be an end of something financially. You could be wrapping something up. There could be a change that takes place for you in your finances. This could be a time for you to release scarcity mindset, or, toxic or bad or negative spending habits as well too. That could be something that you could be working through. If you're a Libra rising, this is taking place in the 1st house, which really puts a focus on you. You can be, thinking about your identity, your physical body, your personal goals. There could be a major personal shift or a glow up that takes place. And this could be a time for you to just let go of things that no longer serve you, or that are no longer beneficial for you on a larger type of level. If you are a Scorpio rising, this is taking place in your 12th house, which could bring up things as it relates to your mental health, your subconscious patterns, things with resting, taking breaks, isolation. This could be a time for you to unplug and release what drains you. If you feel like, you're overwhelmed, or there's been a lot of exciting or chaotic energy that you've been dealing with right now, this could be a time for you to step back and, relax a little bit. There could also be, I would pay attention to your dreams, your downloads, any spiritual insights. This could be a really good time for you to journal, for you to meditate, for you to do things that can allow you to connect with yourself on that deeper subconscious or intuitive level. If you are a Sag rising, this is taking place in your 11th house, which can bring focuses with your friends, your community, your networking, your long-term goals or dreams, wishes. This can bring the end of a friendship, or maybe, you leave a group, or you decide to enter a new group or something like that. And this could be also a time for you to rethink your desires, your dreams, the things that you truly want out of life. If you are a Capricorn rising, this is taking place in your 10th house, which puts a focus on your career, your public image, your reputation. So there could be a job or a leadership role that could shift or end. There could be major realizations about your career or your path. You might find that you want to pick up something new or do something different as it pertains to your goals or your career, or just what you were trying to achieve overall in your life. This could be a time for you to kind of align yourself with what your purpose is, and kind of figure out what or how you want to do something, or how you want to be known for something. If you are an Aquarius rising, this is taking place in your 9th house, which puts a focus on your beliefs, travel, education, things like that. This could be a time for you to let go of limiting beliefs. You might be learning something new. You could wrap up a course. There could be something that could broaden your perspectives. And if nothing else, being a Sag rising, use this new moon to learn something new, or to maybe look at something in life from a different perspective. And then lastly, if you are a Pisces rising, this puts a focus on shared resources, your relationship with other people. This could put a focus on your deeper mental health and your psyche, the things that you're carrying and holding on to. This could be the end of a debt or an emotional entanglement. Even thinking about the fact that the 8th house has connotations with your psyche and psychology and therapy, and fears and resentments and things like that. Being that the full moon is a time of a peak, of a release, this could be a time for you to let go of anything that you maybe been holding on to. Or this could be a good time for you to clear up some things financially, to get your affairs in order, to pay off some debts or things like that. So yes, this is what you can expect from the full moon in Libra that takes place on Saturday, April 12th at 8:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm open to all feedback. I'm still new to this YouTube thing. I know that there are some things that I can clear up, but I appreciate your patience. I appreciate you being nice to me and being graceful. Love y'all down. If y'all have any suggestions for any other type of astrology content, or anything that you want for me to talk about specifically on YouTube, please let me know. Like I said earlier, moonworldmommy.com to book a reading. Subscribe to my Patreon. You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Moonworld Mommy. I'm everywhere. Thank you. Love you.